Man, try's the best one.
Keep roll, up, man. Hey, put a shot. Yes, that's it. Keep roll. Put a shot. Oh, yeah.
At the age of 58, Mike Tyson has knocked out a sparring partner in new footage. Even Joe Rogan has talked about Tyson's ferocity during his sparring sessions.
That Jake Paul would survive against the Mike Tyson that beat Marvis Frazier. You ever watch that fight?
Yeah.
That's my favorite Mike Tyson fight, because that was Mike Tyson before he won the title. It was ABC Wide World of Sports, and Joe Frazier had been talking about Tyson, that if he was in his prime, he'd beat Tyson. And so he had his son fight Tyson, and it was an execution. It was an execution.
Is that the one in Atlantic City where it lasted one round?
One round. Hey, let's watch it, because it's one of my favorite fights to watch Tyson, because it's Tyson in his prime where he was terrifying. He was so fast, and he would do angles, and he was bobbing and weaving. You couldn't hit him, and he was just coming at you.
We know that Joe Rogan has often expressed his admiration for Mike Tyson, particularly during his prime years in the late 1980s. Although Joe Frazier and Tyson never actually fought, Rogan frequently highlights Tyson's unmatched aggression and ferocity during his peak. Rogan often recalls how Tyson, who became the youngest heavyweight champion at just 20 years old in 1986, was a terrifying force in the ring, capable of dismantling anyone in his path. Rogan's admiration for Tyson comes from his powerful, explosive style, which made him one of the most feared boxers of his era.
He was young. He was 20 years old at the time. He couldn't be stopped. No one had the solution. And I submit that Mike Tyson, the Mike Tyson that won the title against Trevor Berbick, the Mike Tyson that beat Larry Holmes, I think that Mike Tyson is the best heavyweight of all time. I don't think anybody fucks with him. He didn't maintain that form, and he wound up losing to Buster Douglas. And you know, I look at fighters when they're in their absolute prime. Like, what have you ever seen that was better than this? And with Mike Tyson, I've never seen anybody better. I've never seen any fighter, even Ali in his prime, even Ali when he was Cassius Clay. I never saw anybody who looked like Mike Tyson in his prime. It just puts him away. It's an execution. It was just a matter of Mike Tyson closing the distance. This Mike Tyson, as fast as he was, as hard as he hits, I maintain he's the greatest.
Yeah.
The greatest heavyweight ever. Like that Mike Tyson, those fights where you wanted to see executions. You didn't think anybody was going to beat him. Everybody he fought looked like they were about to die when they were in that ring.
Mike Tyson, born on June 30th, 1966, remains an intimidating figure even in his late 50s. His recent exhibition matches, including the high-profile bout against Roy Jones Jr. in November 2020, showcase that Tyson still retains much of the speed, power, and ferocity that defined his career. During the fight, Tyson's performance, especially at 54, was impressive, and many noted that he moved and punched with a surprising amount of force for his age.
After 37 years, you got to feel like he's lost some, but
he hasn't lost everything. He hasn't lost everything.
Yeah.
If you see him hit those pads,
absolutely,
he has not lost everything.
But he's lost some. But coming from the best, he's now like maybe just normal, right?
He's still not normal, but he's still like a professional heavyweight boxer. He's still terrifying.
No, I'm not saying he's not, but I'm just saying even coming off the best, I still think he wins. Coming off.
It's hard to say because you never bet against a 27-year-old
I get it.
Fighting a 58-year-old.
What I have in my brain and I can't get out is that.
Like Mike Tyson's mind has switched over into war. Like he was doing this interview and someone said to him, he goes, you look like you're in your 20s. Like, what are you doing? He goes, I just eat raw meat. He goes, I'm eating raw meat. He goes, you're eating raw meat? He goes, yeah, I'm eating raw meat. He goes, because that's what I'm going to eat when I fight. I'm going to eat him. It's raw meat.
Yeah. See,
I was like, Jesus Christ. He's in this mode. He's in that God of War mode. And that he's still got that in him. And I'm telling you, if you keep giving that guy hormones and you keep giving that guy supplements and he's constantly training, here's
Joe Agan, a former boxer and friend of Mike Tyson, has often shared stories about sparring with Tyson during their younger years. Tyson began sparring in his teens under the guidance of legendary trainer Cus D'Amato. By the age of 17, Tyson was already a formidable fighter, sparring with professional-level opponents to hone his skills. Egan recalls how Tyson, even as a teenager, showed a level of power and aggression that was uncommon, making him a dangerous sparring partner.
But I was so relaxed. Next, when I look into the ring, and Mike's pacing the ring and his shirt off. His body, his physique was incredible. His biceps, his chest, his neck, incredible. I hadn't seen him stripped to the waist. Yeah. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, that's not the same 17-year-old boy I met yesterday. That's not the same 17-year-old boy I ran with this morning. That's not the same 17-year-old boy I sat next to on the minibus getting here. Yeah. Then Cuss pointed to one of the big men to get in. He was knocked spark out. I tell people, I say it all the time, I ruined a good pair of underpants at that moment in time. I shit myself. There's no way a 17-year-old should have that power. He knocked a couple more out. I got in, I got battered for 3 minutes, got out, a couple more, got in, then I was back in again. I'd done 6 minutes with him that day. But the madness in me, George, because I do believe fighters have to have a little bit of madness in them. Because I took some serious punishment off that man over 2 years. He made me cry so many times. But psychologically, I believed if I could take Mike Tyson's punishment, I could take anybody's punishment. Because he was such a power puncher. He used to speak to my mum on the phone regular, oh, Mrs. Egan, chatting away, and she'd say to him, oh, Mike, thank you so much for looking after my son. But he was minding me as well. Even though he was battering me, he was minding me. I remember one time when Sugar Ray Leonard came to the gym. He came to the gym on 2 occasions while I was there. And Mike wanted to impress Ray Leonard because he was in awe of Sugar Ray Leonard, like a lot of fighters are. Yeah. And Mike savagely beat his sparring partners this day.
In a conversation between Roy Jones Jr. and Shane Mosley, Jones expressed that Tyson was the strongest boxer he ever fought. This comment came after their exhibition match on November 28, 2020, where Jones experienced firsthand Tyson's legendary power, even after years of retirement. Jones, who was known for his own agility and skill, was visibly affected by...
I think what did you tell me? What happened when you did the exhibition? What did you feel about Tyson when you did the exhibition with Tyson?
Mike Tyson's still the strongest puncher that I've ever been in the ring with, ever. At 55 at the time, now I think he's 57, about to be 58. He's still the strongest puncher I've ever been in the ring with. First time he hit me in my chest, I feel like a mule had kicked me in my chest. So if he hits anybody on the chin with a shot like that, they're going either out or they're going down, especially guys that are not used to being hit like that. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of people like Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, these guys are bigger and they can take it, but Jake Paul, I don't think he's going to be able to take that. It might hit him on the chin like that. We'll see, but it's going to be tough.
Do you think that Mike Tyson was going all out with you, or do you think that he was like a sparring session? I'm noticing hard.
I think he went all out to the body. I don't think they went. They told us we better not be out there trying to take each other's head off or they're going to stop it. So you couldn't go all out to the head, but to the body you could. And to the body, he was throwing some vicious body shot.
Wow. So Jake, I just seen Jake yesterday, and he was 230 pounds. He looked kind of big. Yeah, he was 230, right? I was like, damn, you big. Like, really big.
That can make it interesting then.
So, and then he said that he feels as fast.
The idea of Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson has generated significant buzz and anticipation among fans. Although there has been no official fight announcement, the two have met in various settings, including during podcasts and events, where discussions about a potential fight have been hinted at.
You know, I'm going to do my talk, and I'm going to talk my but I'm ready to fight.
Your tummy hurt? Your tummy hurt still?
I feel a lot better now.
I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this out, and we're going to see who's dead. We will see who's dead. We will see who's dead, Mike. We will. They'll never give me credit. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. If I was walking on water, they would say it's because I couldn't swim.
I'm gonna you up. Come up.
I know all of these things. He has one punch knockout power. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time. On November 15th, all the haters wrong, all of these YouTuber hillbillies wrong.
Yeah, here we go.
Controversial internet personality and former kickboxer Andrew Tate has voiced his opinions on the prospect of fighting Mike Tyson, stating that it would be shameful to beat up Tyson in his old age. Tate has emphasized that fighting Tyson now, when he is long past his prime, would not be a fair contest and would hold little honor compared to fighting Tyson in his heyday.
Would you fight Mike Tyson? Again, no, because he's now old. And it would be an absolutely tragic shame to knock out an old version of his prime self. That doesn't feel fair, you know? Prime Tyson would have ripped me apart in a boxing match. It was his rule set, and he was Mike Tyson. He would have beaten me, so to beat him when he's past his prime just feels dishonorable, and I'd feel dirty for doing that. So there's no amount of money on the planet that could convince me to fight.
Recent training videos of Mike Tyson have gone viral on social media, showing the former champion displaying impressive speed, footwork, and punching power. These clips have garnered millions of views, demonstrating that Tyson still possesses many of the physical attributes that defined his prime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the one.
Rising boxing star Ryan Garcia has publicly commented on the potential Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight, calling it awesome, but also expressing concern. Garcia noted that Tyson, who is nearing 60, still has formidable power, and that stepping into the ring with someone of Tyson's experience and ability is a bold move for Paul.
I like Jake. That's it.
You think he's doing a good job?
Yes.
What do you think about the Tyson fight that he just announced?
That's awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. Try to fight Tyson. If he knocks you out, but at least you fought Tyson. That's cool.
At this point, I think Tyson's 58, right?
Well, that's not okay. You know, he's like 60 years old. But
how much of his power you think he lost? You think it's still Mike Tyson?
I think like that's the last thing to go.
Shannon Briggs, a former heavyweight champion, has spoken highly of Mike Tyson, often praising his work ethic and legacy. Briggs has trained with Tyson and has firsthand experience of his power and intensity in the gym.
There's got to be one thing that really separates him from the pack as boxers, not from fans.
I mean, just speed and ferocity. If somebody's so fast that when you go to punch and they beat you to the punch, or it's dangerous. And he was just ferocious. I think a lot of times too, the fear factor going into a fight with a guy like that, nobody has seen a guy like that to that point. He not really fighting left-handed. He going both ways. You know what I'm saying? He was squaring up. He was doing things that you really it's hard to train for. So he was just so dangerous.
YouTuber and boxer KSI has expressed his views on Jake Paul potentially fighting Mike Tyson, labeling the decision as risky. KSI pointed out that Tyson, despite his age, still has the strength and skill that made him a champion. KSI believes that fighting Tyson is a lose-lose situation for Paul. If Paul wins, it would be against an older, retired Tyson. If he loses, it would be to someone nearly twice his age.
I'm sure you have some opinions about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is 57 years old. Honestly, I just think it's sad, bro. I don't know why Jake took it. It's a lose-lose. Everyone's gonna know him as the guy that knocked out on old Mike Tyson.
At his age, if you get hit by one solid Jake Paul punch, you're prune juice.
It's Mike Tyson. Anything can happen. Jake could literally walk out without an ear. Like, bro, he's...
The funny thing is, Evander Holyfield followed me.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah. I said, nah.
Not enough ears?
No,
Mike Tyson's shocking loss to Buster Douglas on February 11, 1990, in Tokyo is often regarded as one of the greatest upsets in sports history. Tyson has noted that after this defeat, he began to earn even more money because people now believed he could be beaten, which made betting on his fights more intriguing.
Let me tell you something that's really interesting. When I lost my fight to Buster Douglas, I started getting paid more because now was the chance that I could be beaten. I was getting paid more money because people couldn't bet on me.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility you get beat. Hey, people could bet on you now.
Many analysts argue that Jake Paul will face a reputational loss regardless of the outcome if he fights Mike Tyson. Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer, has been building his career by fighting celebrities and athletes, but taking on Tyson, even in an exhibition, is fraught with complication.
Jake Paul is going to lose this fight even if he wins. And this fight might somehow be the worst decision of his career. Now, there's a lot of people that already think Jake Paul fixes his fights. Even Rampage Jackson says he doesn't think the knockouts look legit. Fans also claim it. Patty Pimblett, I don't know who the hell that is, but they said it as well. Basically, everyone's sentiment is if Jake Paul wins, he fixed the fight. Now, Jake has already been criticized a lot because he fights people who are UFC fighters instead of boxers. He brings people out of retirement. And honestly, just personally, when I watched the Floyd Mayweather fight, I felt like Floyd took it easy on him, and I've never felt that way watching any of his fights. Mayweather didn't even hold back against his own wife. The reason that Jake Paul's going to lose either way is because if he loses, obviously he lost, but if he wins, everyone's going to think this was fixed. I mean, I'm not just a Mike Tyson fan, I don't like Mike Tyson. But there's no denying that the man is an absolute beast and one of the best boxers of all time. And this just got sanctioned, and word on is that Jake criticized Mike's daughter who passed away. So Mike is the preferred choice. He also has the anger of Jake talking about this. He also says he wants to punish him for what he's done to boxing. And this is going to count on his fight record. I think he's going to absolutely go to town on him. And if Tyson doesn't beat him, then it will seem like it's fake. And I think another big reason people are wondering if this is real is because Logan's doing WWF right now. But honestly, if Jake Paul wins, I do personally think the thing was rigged.
If Tyson steps into the ring with Jake Paul, underestimating him would be a critical mistake. Although Paul lacks Tyson's experience and pedigree, he has been training seriously and has shown improvement with each fight.
Because we all know how much of a beast Tyson is still at this age. But I don't see him winning this fight. Not because I don't think Tyson's capable, because obviously I know he is, but I don't think Jake Paul is dumb enough to sign up for a fight where the rules and the odds are against him. Like, it doesn't make sense. And as much as I hate to say it, man, Jake works hard and he looks good. And another thing, if I'm being honest, man, my heart can't take seeing another legend get dropped, bro. I just can't take it. Now, this feels like a movie plot, but I can't put my finger on it. Who you got winning this fight, man?
Tyson's legendary status does not guarantee a straightforward win, especially considering the unpredictability that comes with age.
Okay, so the news is out that Jake Paul is going to fight Mike Tyson. Now, for you young people out there who have never actually watched a Mike Tyson fight, I invite you to go onto YouTube and watch some of his fights. Mike Tyson is the hardest hitting puncher that I ever saw. Now, you guys are used to UFC, you're not used to watching boxing, but Tyson would destroy people in like seconds. You've never seen somebody hit so hard. And this guy is a poser, and I don't care if Tyson's in his 50s, he is going to destroy him, and it is not even gonna be close. He should definitely think twice about doing this fight, because unless Tyson's just agreed to throw the fight, this is gonna be so ugly that he may never fight again, and he may need a full set of teeth because he may not have any after this fight. But I'm going to be watching it on Netflix for sure, so we'll see what happens.
Tyson's camp would need to prepare thoroughly, ensuring that Tyson respects Paul's capabilities, especially since Paul has youth and modern training methods on his side.
Everybody's saying that if Mike Tyson doesn't win in the first round, the fight is rigged. Everybody's saying that Mike Tyson is going to beat Jake Paul, including Mike Tyson himself. That type of thinking could be a grave mistake for Mike Tyson. First time Mike Tyson underestimated an opponent, it was in February 1990 against Buster Douglas. The odds were 42-1 in Tyson's favor, but he never anticipated or trained for was going 10 long, painful rounds against Buster Douglas. Crowd couldn't believe it when Buster Douglas put Mike Tyson's back against the mat, where he stayed for the count. 34 years later, Mike Tyson is making the same grave mistake, underestimating his opponent. Jake Paul is 27, half the age of Tyson. Jake Paul is young, he's fit, he's hungry. Jake Paul knows a first-round loss can make him look like a laughingstock of fools and end his career. He's going to do everything possible to stay on his feet. Mike Tyson's weakness is going the distance. If Jake Paul can survive until the later rounds, Mike Tyson might just find himself in trouble.
While Tyson's natural talent and experience are his biggest assets, complacency could prove costly.
All right, so Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson has officially been ruled as a professionally sanctioned bout, meaning this will not be an exhibition match, and this match will be recorded on both of these fighters' pro records. There were many speculations that the Texas Athletic Commission would not sanction this fight as a pro fight because of Tyson's age and just the other factors including, but they have decided to sanction this fight, and this will count on their pro records. So here are the rules that we know of the fight. The result will be, again, as I said, will be on their official records. Knockouts are permitted. The fight will consist of 8 2-minute rounds. And then fighters will wear 14-ounce gloves, but there will be no headgear. So, 2 minutes just because of Tyson's age. I mean, let's be honest, he's not going to be able to go past 3 or 4 minutes each round. I mean, he just can't. He's 58. Let's be honest here. But yeah, the whole narrative before this was, it's just going to be another exhibition, just like Roy Jones Jr. Tyson's going to go in there, he's going to go play with him, and that's how it's going to end. It's an exhibition, so it'll just end as a draw or whatever. But this is not a draw, meaning Mike Tyson, if he does lose this fight, this will count on his record, and I don't think he wants a loss to Jake Paul on his record. What do you guys think about this, though? It's going to be a crazy fight.
One of the critical aspects of the proposed Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight is that it would not involve headgear, making it more dangerous and closer to a real professional bout. This decision raises the stakes significantly, as it allows for the possibility of knockouts and serious injury, particularly concerning given Tyson's power.
Okay, more boxing. Here's some big news, something me and my followers were talking with in my TikTok lives. boxing news, no headgear confirmed for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. The forthcoming clash between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson in Texas on July 20th will not include headgear. There it is. There's been speculation. We've been talking about it, but there will be no headgear for this fight. You know how we're going back and forth, like, why would Jake Paul need headgear when Mike Tyson's 57 years old? Blah, blah, blah. Well, here we go. We haven't confirmed. No headgear. My question to y'all is, can a 57-year-old Mike Tyson beat a younger Jake Paul? I think that's the question on all of our minds. We know Mike Tyson, the classic kid out of the 1980s. His nickname, Kid Dynamite, for all the knockouts Mike Tyson has. And it's clear Mike Tyson still has power, but how long can he keep that power up, and how much energy does he have left? So for my followers, I want to know, what do you think will be the outcome of this fight? Who do you think is going to win? And do you think Mike Tyson has enough in the tank, even though he looks intimidating? Because Mike Tyson still looks scary, bro. I wouldn't want to fight Mike Tyson, but do you think he still has what it takes to take this guy out? Jake Paul, let me know in the comments.
Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.